So anytime Matt Damon and Ben Affleck get together to make a movie, people like to really talk about it. There's a couple reasons for this. One, they were best friends growing up, and two, they won an Academy Award for Good Will Hunting, a movie that really is fantastic and has not aged pretty much at all and is just as great now as it was then. So they now team up for a movie called The Rip. It is an action thriller about Miami cops and drugs and murder, and it's actually pretty great, even though it gets off to a very slow start. Let's talk about The Rip. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, click on the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know whenever I post a new piece of content. You can also follow me on X, you can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow me on Rumble. I post simultaneously every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time on all 3 channels. Okay, so all 4 channels. Sorry, math. This movie is actually really good, with a slight asterisk. And the asterisk is that it starts off like weird and kind of slow. And then I realized who directed the movie, and it all kind of made sense. This film is directed by Joe Carnahan, who, if you don't know, was a very prolific director in the 2010s. He did Narc. He directed a movie called The Gray. He did Smoke and Aces. And actually, the last movie I saw of his was The Gray. I think he did the A-Team remake as well. The Gray came out in 2011. That's the last time I heard his name mentioned in any sort of context. I do think he's directed some television in the meantime, but if he's done a major motion picture since then, I sure wasn't aware of it. So he's dipping into some familiar territory, like the action thriller is kind of something that's right in his bag. And when I saw the end credits and his name popped up, I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot this guy existed as a Hollywood director. So Ben Affleck and Matt Damon team up. They're basically like a couple of narcotics officers in the city of Miami. They come across this house. There's like a Crime Stoppers tip about this house that has $150,000. And it's like a drug house. And so they go to like collect this and turn it in to their bosses. They're essentially just like getting the money. The question then comes up, like, are these cops going to steal the money? Is that how much money is really in the house? Are some of these corrupt cops like working with the cartels to get at this money or guard this money? And the movie like starts off in this interrogation room, and it's just a bunch of F-bombs being dropped and no real direction when it comes to the exposition. And so for the first 10 minutes of the movie, I'm like, what? I don't really know what's going on here, and it would be great if this movie started to like pick up the pace, and then it does. And about halfway through it, things really kick into high gear, and it goes from like kind of like what feels like a typical action thriller to more of like a mystery, almost like a heist mystery movie. It's pretty unique in that regards. Think like murder mystery minus the murder. I mean, people get murdered, but it's not a... I hope my explanation makes sense. It's like a murder mystery without the central focus being on the murder and more of a heist thing. So I really enjoyed this film. I think the performances are rock solid. Whenever Affleck and Damon team up, they tend to do really good work and like pick the right projects to do together. Obviously, they've made some Kevin Smith movies like Dogma. They were in Air, which came out a couple years ago. Fantastic movie. They were in my very favorite movie, and I think the flat out best movie of 2021. That would be The Last Duel, a movie that I freaking love. So really always good to see these guys get together. The movie has like really good kinetic and violent action. It's not over the top and crazy. There's moments and parts that feel a little bit generic, but there's some character actors and popular actors that pop up in this that play against type, which I always really respect and like. I don't want to get into spoilers and ruin it, but one particular actor shows up in here and is not who he seems. And I think it's really cool to see something unique and interesting happen in a genre that can very easily get stale. So I really liked The Rip. I thought it was great. And let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next Saturday, same time as always, 9 a.m.